Mr. Joy, yes, sir. You have several sessions with the staff of URNs, customers of URNs, customers of Bank of Uganda.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you share so that some of us who don't go there can pick it from here so that we can begin to change ourselves? What are some of the key things you share with that kind of audience so that they start changing themselves, they start changing their lives?
First of all, many people don't have what we call a retirement plan.
Okay.
People are earning a lot, but they are not planning for their future after retiring. So everyone should have what we call a retirement plan, such that you don't come back and people start saying, he used to work in the government, but look this guy, how he looks like. That happens if you never had a retirement plan. 2, there is what we call insurance. And for this case, I can give an example of the people who are in agriculture. There is what we call agricultural consortium. It is under government. And government pays 30%, insures what you do in agriculture 30%.
Okay.
Then the rest, they tell you what to add upon. Any business must have insurance. Because if you're not insured in business, once the loss comes, you are gone.
Swallows you.
Exactly. Apart from that, there is another insurance or there is another loan. People should be in position to get loans, but they should focus on loans that are annually. So there is an agricultural loan from Bank of Uganda. And the Bank of Uganda, if you want to get that loan, you go to financial banks that are supervised by Bank of Uganda. It is 10% annually. So you can have that loan. Another issue we told people there, that anytime things keep on changing, you see government was merging agencies. So we always tell them, you must have an emergency fund that is worthy 6 months of your expenditure. Emergency fund that is worth.
So in short, you are saying, if I earn 1 million
Yes.
per month,
Yes.
I should have an emergency fund.
Yes. 6 million. Exactly. For 6 months. That means you have 6 million. Why? Because when merging funds happened, merging agencies happened and institutions, people were complaining. We have no jobs. Where are we going to work? So if you have that emergency fund, as you look for the job, you can have the 6 million into the 6 months when you're safe. So if you don't have that emergency fund, the moment you lose the job, you are gone. Because you have to look into your budget, how much do I spend a month? I spend this and this and this, and it makes $1 million. If it makes $1 million, now you have to start saving to have that there. But when you save still, you can fix, you can buy treasury bills and bonds, and that money keeps on growing. Money should not stop growing because it's like it's in transit. The more money stops growing or moving, that money dies. It depreciates value. It loses meaning. So people should put that in mind. Emergency fund is very important. Okay. Another issue, I would advise the viewers and listeners that they should always get time, a day or a week, to talk to experts, consultants about money. You see, people don't follow how the trends of the inflation are moving. They don't follow the dollar, forex exchange. Forex exchange also is very important to us because you must be knowing that the dollar is at this. Remember, I told you to have an account, a dollar account. So whenever you look there, you can see. You see. They say, okay, it's going up. When it goes up, you remove the dollar, make exchange here, invest. Another issue I would advise them to have multiple streams of income. One stream of income is very dangerous, depending only on one earning.
What are such examples of multiple streams of income? So that the person in my neighborhood,
So the multiple, I might be working with government and I start a poultry farm. I might start a restaurant. I might start a washing bay. All these are sources. So when you have multiple sources of income, because we are saying when you save, you invest. So when you invest, it's a multiple source of income. So when you have that source, you have 4 sources of income, you will be in a better position to handle your life and all expectations. But if you have only one single source of income,
salary,
you are in danger. You are in danger. And you only have salary, we say they should red flag you. You are in red. Anytime anything happens, unexpected, and people will start asking, we have been seeing this gentleman here, moving with good cars, doing this. What happened? Because you had one multiple source of income. Another issue, people are wasteful. Very wasteful. And they should do actually an audit, a life audit on themselves. Some accumulate, we call it primitive accumulation of wealth. You are 2 in a home, but you have built an apartment that can carry around 30 people. That's the apartment you have built.
and that's your house.
And that's your house. You have 3 rooms, and you don't occasionally have even visitors, but you have 30 rooms within the apartment, but you only sleep in 2. 1 are the children and the maid or the shamba boy, the rest are there. You find someone there 2, but they have within their apartment, they have around 6 cars. 6 cars in the compound, packed. But you can be fit to have 1, wife 1, and the husband 1. Therefore, and they depreciate. They don't add value. They depreciate, and the more they stay there, when you don't drive them, you have issues. You find people, they are in the house, but when they reach to cook food, they cook food for around 20 people. When they eat, the rest is leftovers. And that leftovers would be food for another 3 days. You find 3 people using internet within the home that is meant to be used for a company. But they're only 3, and they are paying for internet for 1,000 people in a company. So that's being wasteful. So people should go and do an audit. Because if you always wear 1 shoes, why should you have 30 pairs of shoes in your room? You wear 1 pair of shoes. They're expensive, you're living a luxury life, and you cannot maintain it. And these are the challenges people are having. You see, people, there are people who do things to look rich when they are not rich.
So is that bad?
It's bad.
They want to look
It's very, very bad.
stunning.
No, you are painting the wrong picture. Because being rich does not mean being smart, does not mean driving a lot of cars. No. So people think having good cars, having good clothes, having birthday parties every time. People don't even have budgets for birthday parties, funerals. And it's a culture here in Africa, in Uganda, where everyone who dies, you think you must go and bury. No.
But
Rich people don't do like that.
Mr. Juba, when you don't do that, people start saying you are monogam.
No,
Is that a good thing?
no, you know, when you listen what people say and you follow what they say, you'll be having what we call uninformed choices you're doing because people are saying. So, having money, I told you first of all, money is a mind game. So mindset is very important. So, if people say I'm monogam, it is okay. But that money is meant to be kept. Go and read the richest man in Babylon. The king came back when only 1 person had the gold. only one person like this had all of the gold for the kingdom. Why? He refused to listen to other people. He knew what he wanted. So people think because you see these birthday parties, the funerals, the weddings, you must have budgets for these things. If you have not budgeted in a year to have 10 weddings and you budgeted for 2, pick the best 2.
Then they will call you unsocial.
No. When you are talking about money, issues of unsocial don't come. If you don't have, they will say you are poor. You used to have. And the ones you used to give will not give you.
I think that's what the listeners need to pick,
Hey.
because it's a very, very important aspect that we tend to display some of the things we have as a sign of progress.
Exactly.
Yet progress is actually not in the things that we actually display. Nobody will see your bonds, your money you are put in bonds. Nobody will see the money you have invested in land. Nobody will see, as you move, the money you have put in any other venture or your small business that you started somewhere. People try to associate wealth to the type of car you drive, to the house you stay in.
And the house is a liability, it's not an asset. And when you tell people that a house is a liability, not an asset, they complain. But you make renovation and it's spending. You keep on spending, you have a big compound, you keep spending on the big compound without no profits. You earn, you spend on it. You find someone with a big compound and is spending almost every 2 weeks 100 to make sure that the compound looks neat. For what? You find people, you see Indians. Have you ever seen an Indian in a restaurant eating? They don't. They leave home when their food is packed because they know how to multiply money. You are getting little and you're spending a lot. So people think sitting in restaurants, having a house is an asset, having a car is an asset. And actually people attribute having a car as one being rich. And that's acting rich when you're not.